Hello everybody. Here's what we have. We have this tilt top tea table, and we have plans and patterns for it. We're going to try to build it. No, we're not going to try to build it, we're going to build it. In the pages here, as you can see, it's a pretty little table, and I'm going to make it out of maple. And I need to make the jigs and patterns that they show in this book in order to make this table. Well, I don't really need to. I could make it without the jigs and patterns, but the jigs and patterns really help to make it a lot easier in the process of building the table. And so they lay out what jigs and patterns they want you to build in here. And the first jig that they want you to build is this one right here. It's built like a box out of plywood. Here's a diagram right here. I'll move this page over so you can see it. The diagram's right here for this box. And so that's what we're going to build today. We're going to build this box. I'm going to take plywood, and I'm going to be sawing it out and putting it together with screws. And I need the general hardware for both ends of the box, here and here. And we're going to be doing this process in the shop today and putting this box together to build the jig to build this part of the table. Now, this part of the table that this jig is for, if I get the camera down here, is this right here, this spindle, the pedestal. It's a full-scale detail of the pedestal, and the pedestal's turned on the lathe, but the jig is to cut these dovetail joints in the base where the legs fit in. That's what the jig's for, so the jig we're building today. So let's get started on it. Okay, the first cut is made on a table saw. It's going to be 5 3/8 inches, and we're going to rip this piece of plywood at 5 3/8 inches for the first cut. Okay, we got our eye protection on, and our face protection, and so on. And we'll see if we can get around here at a good angle to see the cut. Okay, I just measured the piece. We're exactly 5 3/8 inch tall. Precise. It looks to be much closer than a millimeter within 5 3/8. It's very close. It's very precise anyway. It's good enough to do the trick. It's within several thousandths of an inch. So there's the new piece, ready to go at 5 3/8. And now we're going to cut the next piece. Next piece, 4 5/8 inches. And we cut it on a table saw too. Two pieces needed, 25 1/8, and we're going to cut them out here on the compound miter saw. So first thing to do is we're going to measure. I'm going to trim off the end down there because that's not a real good piece of wood. And plus, by trimming off the end, we get a better square on the cut. And then the next thing we're going to do is measure precisely 25 1/8 inch. And we have to be careful which side of the line we cut on. We want to cut on this side of the line so that we get exactly 25 1/8. The width of the miter saw blade alone is 1/8 of an inch thick. So depending on which side of the line we cut on, we could have 25 inches exactly instead of 25 1/8 if we cut on the wrong side of the line. So here we go. As you can see, if I put these down here tight against the thing, the two of them together, and these were two separate cuts I made, and if I shift them around this way, you can see they're exactly, the two are exactly 25 1/8. Look at the ends here. Just a sec. Lay them down like that and go like that. Now look at the ends here. Now these are two separate cuts I've made. Look. There's not 1/10 of a millimeter there between the two separate cuts. And if I measure them out, if you get this on the tape, take a look. 25 1/8. You can see very closely there how close that is to 25 1/8. It's not 25 1/16, and it's not 25 3/16. It's 25 1/8. And miter saw does a nice job for that, but it's also very important when you make your marks and cuts. And also, you bring your blade down like that to where the cut is. Bring your blade down like that to where the cut is, to where the mark is, and take a look at where the teeth are going to touch the mark. But you got to be very careful when you do that. I would recommend novice woodworkers unplug the saw first when they bring the blade down to check the mark of the teeth of the blade against the mark that they've made. Okay, a little misreading of the plan in the box, and I couldn't figure out what it was, what I was doing wrong. I was looking at the plan, and I was trying to figure out what was wrong with it on this end of the plan here, because here it says clearly, back end 6 inches wide by 4 5/8 inches tall, and I measured this piece, and it's exactly 4 5/8 inches tall, and I was wondering why is this shorter than this piece here, if it's 4 5/8 inches tall. I couldn't figure it out, and I looked at the schematic over and over again trying to figure out. And what it is they've put back end 6 inches wide by 4 5/8 inches tall. They mean overall. This piece is not 4 5/8 inches tall. This piece is cut in here shorter than 4 5/8 inches tall. And I'm trying to figure out how much shorter, because I'm going to have to trim some off of it. Probably the depth of these stops. So anyway, I figured out what the problem is, and now I got to fix it. And so it's going to require trimming some off of this piece. And then there's a back piece that goes in here after that piece is trimmed off. So that's what we're going to get on to doing right now.